Now, in the posterior chamber of the eye, or posterior cavity in the posterior chamber, what we actually have is we have a jelly-like material that's actually pressing against the retina and pressing the retina up against the choroid coat. This helps form part of the shape of our eye. It's a jelly-like material that's actually called vitreous humor. And so this is pushing up against that. It's a kind of also a clear type fluid, so our light is passing through our cornea, through the aqueous humor, through the pupil, through the lens, and through this vitreous humor until it projects itself back on the fovea at the rear part of that, where we get our most detailed vision. Now, this vitreous humor is very important, and so if you ever get an eye injury, if anything ever penetrates the eye, never pull it out. As a matter of fact, you should try to secure it and block any vitreous humor from leaving the eye as much as possible, because they cannot be replaced. Here again we see our pupils, and we see both we see dilated pupils and constricted pupils, and you can see the two different groups of muscles, the dilator muscles that contract that make the pupil bigger, the constrictor muscles that contract to make the pupil smaller. And if you'll notice, of course, our pupils get larger when we're in dark conditions or when there's sympathetic stimulation. Sympathetic is our fight or flight, and then the pupils get smaller when there's increased light to block out part of that light, or when our parasympathetic stimulation arises. In other words, our rest and digest senses take over, because again, neurons are what's causing muscles to either to basically contract. So we see that can happen in both those situations. Of course, these muscles are on the back of the iris, and the pupil is in the middle of the iris because it's simply an opening.